Tape www.suividécole-au-sénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
We're going to have a look at we'll do some practice exercise here. There's an exercise on the board, okay, and if I can afford to use the protector, okay. Oh, here we go. It's a grammar test, okay. They were, okay, okay, many questions, okay, to answer. For example, I went to an exam, okay. Il y avait beaucoup de questions, hein, à répondre, okay. There were many questions to answer, so I only did 3, d'accord. Il y avait beaucoup de questions, je n'en ai répondu seulement qu'à 3. Sur peut-être 12 ou 10 questions, je n'en ai traité que 3. I only did 3 questions out of 10, ok. Alors, on nous donne first answer 2, or here on a enough, ok. Alors, there were, okay, enough many questions, okay, so I only did 3, ou there were too many questions and I only did 3. Alors, tout veut dire tout de trop, hein, tout comparé à tout, ok, c'est différent, ok. Tout, c'est too many, trop, ok. Il y avait trop de questions, je n'en ai traité que 3. There were too many questions, ok. Il y avait trop de questions, donc je n'ai pu en traiter que 3. Okay, there were too many questions, and the time left in the exam was too short. Okay, so I only treated 3 questions because there were too many questions. Okay, so there were too many questions to answer, à répondre. So I only did 3. I only treated 3 questions out of 10. Example number 2. They haven't got a space to buy it, okay? They haven't got something to buy it. A, too much money, or B, enough money. Alors, il n'y avait pas assez d'argent, hein, donc pour acheter peut-être le present that I wanted to buy. Ok, je voulais acheter un présent, un cadeau, il n'y avait pas assez d'argent. La réponse A ou la réponse B? Answer A, too much money or enough money. Ok, alors, too much, on sait que c'est un excès. Too much is excess, is too much. Ok, il n'y avait pas trop d'argent pour acheter le cadeau, ok, ou il n'y avait pas assez d'argent. Enough means assez, donc là c'est plutôt answer B, ok? Answer B. B is the right answer, ok? Okay, there was, okay, so yes, okay? That's it, okay? They haven't got, okay? Ils n'avaient pas assez d'argent. They haven't got enough money to buy it. Ils n'avaient pas assez d'argent pour acheter. They haven't got enough money. I don't have enough money. Number 3, I left the job because I was making, okay, too little money or too few money. Alors, ici, j'ai quitté l'emploi parce que ce n'était pas bien rémunéré. It wasn't well paid. It wasn't well paid enough. So I left the job to find a better paid job. Okay? So when you leave a job, obviously, is to try and get a better position and to get more money, maybe even less hours, if possible, really, ideally. Okay? So here we would say, I left the job because I was making too little money or too few money. Alors, on voit encore few and little. Nous savons que we know that few and little both indicate small quantities, okay? So therefore, here we know that money is not few is for something you can count, and little is for uncountable quantities. Bizarrement, as I said before, money and time are considered, c'est l'exception qui confirme la règle, okay? So, we know that money, although can be counted, $1, $2, one coin, 2 coins, one banknote, 2 banknotes. You can actually count it one by one, but it's considered in the language, in the English language, as a global quantity. So I haven't got, okay. So I left the job because I was making too little money. Je faisais trop peu d'argent. D'accord? I was making too little money, so I left the job. Okay? You cannot say too few money. No, that's the wrong answer. You can't say too few money. Okay? We say little money. Okay? Next, we have isn't space to go back to work. Yet. Pas encore. Okay? Il n'est pas assez rétabli, il n'est pas encore assez rétabli pour reprendre le travail. Okay? He isn't too well or isn't well enough. Alors, here, you can say, I am not feeling too well. Je ne me sens pas assez bien. Je ne me sens pas très bien. OK? OK? Non, il ne se sentait pas assez bien pour reprendre le travail plutôt. OK? He was not well enough. Il commençait à récupérer, il était en convalescence, he was getting better, but he was not well enough to go back to work. Il n'était pas assez bien rétabli, il n'avait pas encore la force de faire une journée de travail. Okay? He was recovering, but he had not recovered enough to go back to work, to go through a day's work or a week's work. Okay? A full day's work. Donc, here, c'est, it was not well enough, okay? Il n'était pas assez rétabli. It was not well enough, okay? It was not well enough to go back to work. Number 5, everything was much space, much too expensive or cheap enough. Alors, we know that expensive and cheap are opposite, okay? When something is expensive, means you need to have a lot of money to afford it, to buy it, okay? When something is cheap, anyone can afford it, okay? This is cheap, I mean, it doesn't cost much. So here, everything was much too expensive. Tout était trop cher. Par exemple, if you go into Harrods, il y a des boutiques où vraiment la cravate la moins chère coûte 50 000 francs. D'accord? Des boutiques comme Harrods, il y a des boutiques de luxe, c'était trop cher. Donc, tout était trop cher, ok, pour qu'on puisse acheter quoi que ce soit. Ok? So I would say, on ne peut pas dire tout était trop bon marché. Cheap veut dire bon marché, pas cher, expensive. Donc, everything was much too expensive, okay? Answer B, too expensive. Everything was too expensive for us to afford something there. So we had to walk out the shop empty-handed. Nous avons dû sortir, nous sommes rentrés à la maison bredouille, okay? Number 6, he speaks far to understand. Il parle bien trop pour que ce soit compréhensible. Peut-être que he speaks too fast, maybe. Far veut dire avec excès, hein, de loin, ok? Il parle de loin trop rapidement pour qu'on puisse vraiment comprendre. To understand unless we ask him to repeat. À moins qu'on lui demande de répéter. D'accord? Excuse me, can you repeat, please? Can you say that again, please? So, he speaks far, okay? Far, A, too quickly or quickly enough. Ok? Là, on sait que tout indique un excès. Donc, alors que quickly enough, assez rapidement. Ok? On ne peut pas dire il parle assez rapidement pour qu'on le comprenne. On dirait plutôt il parle trop rapidement pour qu'on le comprenne, à moins que, unless veut dire à moins que. Ok? Unless we ask him to say it again, à moins qu'on lui demande de répéter ou de redire ce qu'il a dit. Donc here, ce sera answer A. He speaks far too quickly. Il parle bien trop vite. Far too quickly. Okay, he speaks far too quickly. Okay, for us to understand. Okay, unless we ask him to repeat, à moins qu'on lui demande de répéter. Number 7. It's space, gap, to understand him. Oh, sorry, yeah? Wait. Ask him to repeat again, okay? Now, it's something to understand him, okay? At all, okay? It's too difficult or it's difficult enough. C'est trop difficile pour à comprendre, ok? Du tout, ou c'est assez difficile, ok? Je crois que c'est plutôt it's too difficult to understand him at all, ok? C'est trop difficile. It's too difficult, ok? It's too difficult. It's too difficult to understand him at all. On ne comprend rien du tout parce que c'est bien trop complexe, ok? It's far too difficult to understand, okay? It's very complex, okay? These are a few examples, okay, that help us understand how to use quantifiers. Now, if we take some examples, okay, for instance, I'll take, for example, some foods. I'll take rice, potatoes, juice, okay, what else? I would take milk, okay, sugar, okay, right. Now, how to sort of quantify these items, the food items, how to quantify them, okay? Let's say here, bananas, chips, okay, and what else? Grapes, okay, here we say what else? That's it, okay? For example, let's start with rice. We know that rice is not a countable quantity, okay? For example, someone say is serving, and how much rice would you want? How much rice would you want? Do you want how much? Okay, how much rice do you want? I know that I do like rice a lot, okay? Oh, I like rice a lot, okay? So, I would say, how much rice do you want? You would say, a lot, please. I like a lot of rice, okay? Because I really do like rice, okay? So, how much rice do you want? I like rice a lot. J'aime beaucoup le riz. I would say a lot, please. Okay, a lot. Therefore, on te mettra des spoonfuls, une cuillerée, hein? Spoonful, okay? 2 spoonfuls, okay? 2 spoonfuls, but on te mettra 3 cuillerées, par exemple, okay? 3 spoonfuls, okay? 3 cuillerées de riz, 3 louchées plutôt, okay? Ladle, okay? 3 louches de riz au lieu d'une seule, par exemple, pour quelqu'un qui n'aime pas beaucoup le riz. For someone who doesn't like rice, much rice, we say just a little, okay? Parce que little, je pourrais dire a few, je dirais plutôt a little rice, parce que je n'aime pas beaucoup le riz. Mais if I really do like rice, I say, I do like rice a lot. How much rice do you want? I say, yes, I like rice a lot. Donc, on vous a une grande portion, a large portion, okay? Alors, portions come in large or small portions, okay? A large portion, okay, of rice. A large portion of rice. On mettra quand même 2-3 louchées. A large portion or a small portion. It depends how much you do like rice. Potatoes. Oh. How much potatoes would you like? How much in terms of quantities, okay? I like potatoes. I don't like potatoes. Just a few. Because you can count potatoes. They come in small, okay. Just a few, okay? Potatoes, I would say just a few. Just a few potatoes will do. On t'en mettra 2 ou 3 ou 4, maximum 5. If you like potatoes a lot, they would put you maybe une bonne assiette de a big plate of potatoes, okay? Same with juice. How much juice would you like? Oh, I do like fruit juice a lot. A large glass of juice, un grand verre de jus, parce que j'aime beaucoup le jus, donc yeah, I like juice a lot, okay? So you put a large glass of juice. Same with milk. How much milk would you like? A lot of milk, please, because I do like milk, or maybe I'm vegetarian or vegan. Some people don't eat animal products, okay? Les vegans, les végétariens, they use anything derived from animals. Biscuits, des biscuits qui ont été faits au lait de vache, ils n'en mangent pas. Tous les produits laitiers. Eggs, they don't eat eggs, okay? For example, so milk, I don't want any milk. For example, la degree 0, okay, 0 degree, 0%, okay? On the scale of taste, okay? How much milk would you like? None. I don't want any milk, okay? No milk at all in my diet, okay? Next, sugar. Sugar as well. Sugar can come in small quantities. If it's ground sugar, means du sucre en poudre, on me met en cuillerée, hein? I don't take any sugar. If you don't like sugar at all, if you like sugar, just a little sugar means on t'en mettra 2 ou 3, a little sugar. You cannot say a few sugar, but you can say, if the sugar cubes, si c'est des cubes de sucre, hein, des morceaux de sucre, okay, you can say just a few, parce que c'est un cube, hein, on peut les dénombrer, just a few. Donc je mettrai peut-être 2 ou 3 morceaux dans ma tasse de thé. Okay, just a few sugar, a few cubes of sugar. Parce que là, on peut dénombrer, on peut compter. We can count the amount of sugar cubes, okay? But if it's ground sugar, quand c'est en poudre, là c'est en quantité globale, okay? You would say a little or much, a lot, okay? Same here with bananas. Bananas, you can count them. I do like bananas a lot. Donc, on t'en donnera par une grappe de banane. Il y aura 5 ou 6 bananes dedans. You will have a lot of bananas, or many bananas, okay? A lot of bananas. Chips. Alors, les frites, parce que les chips, French people like cold chips. les crackers, ok, ce qu'on appelle les crisps, ok. Ce qu'on appelle en France les chips, en Angleterre, les chips, ce sont les frites, ok. C'est de la pomme de terre, ce sont des bâtons de pommes de terre qui ont été en friture, ok. C'est ça les frites, c'est ça les chips chez les Anglais, ok. Ça, ce sont les chips, ok, chips, ok. Alors que chez les Français, les chips, c'est différent, ok. Chez les Français, c'est plutôt, on dira plutôt les chips, c'est plutôt les crackers. C'est pas les crackers, c'est les crisps. Crisps. Alors, crisps veut dire croustillant. Hein? When you eat it, it's crispy. Okay? So don't mistaken chips and crisps. Les crisps, c'est ça qui est craquant qu'on mange dans les paquettes, là, ok? It's crunchy, okay? Crisps, okay? But here, chips, donc, ce sont les frites. Ces frites aussi, on va compter 1, 2, 3, 4 frites. Les frites viennent en portions, okay? A portion of chips. You got small portions and you got large portion. So, when you go to a fast food and they will ask you, would you like some chips? Yes, a small or a large portion. You say, if you like chips a lot, you say a large portion of chips. Ok, c'est comme une petite barquette, hein, une grande barquette, hein, une grande portion. Ok, ça vient en portion, en sachet. On ne compte pas le nombre de chips. They considered as a global quantity, they're uncountable nouns. Ok, they're uncountable quantities. Donc, I would say chips. How much chips would you like? Just a little, okay, just a little, just a few, because they come in small or large portions, okay. Même chose pour les raisins, okay, grapes as well. On va pas compter le nombre de grapes, des raisins, on va pas compter le nombre de raisins. Une grappe de raisin, on vous donne une demi-grappe de raisin, une grappe de raisin entière, hein. I like grapes a lot, okay, so give you a big portion of grapes. C'est un peu ça. Par exemple, a bottle of water. A bottle of water, okay? A carton of milk, okay? Donc, a bottle of okay, a carton of, on dit une brique de lait, a carton of, une brique, okay, a carton of milk, okay, a bottle of, a glass of, un verre de, a glass of, okay, pour les liquides, a glass of, okay, a tin of, une boîte de conserve, a tin of what they call again, petit pois, what do you say, beans, a tin of beans, for example, des haricots, a tin of beans. Donc des quantités peuvent, les quantités peuvent être dénombrées en portions comme ça, ok? Une bouteille 2, un carton 2, un verre 2, une canne, une boîte de conserve 2, ok? A bar of chocolate, okay? A bar of chocolate. A portion of pizza, okay? A slice of, une tranche de, a slice of pizza, a slice of cake, okay? Une tranche de gâteau, okay? A slice of cake, a slice of pizza, okay? Donc, les quantités, donc, you can evaluate quantities into different types of portions and different types of, depending on if it's in a supermarket, you would buy a carton of milk, okay, a bar of chocolate, you buy a bottle of oil, a bottle of lemonade, a tin of beans, okay, une boîte de conserve de haricots, you would buy, that's it, okay, now you would buy a whole pizza, a whole pizza, une pizza entière, a whole pizza, okay, a whole cake, un gâteau entier qu'on découpera en portions. Okay, that you would cut into different portions, okay, or different slices. A slice of cake, a slice of bread, okay, a piece of bread, a piece of bread, un bout de pain, a loaf of bread, a loaf, une miche, a loaf of bread, okay. Même si on dira du pain, some bread, okay, you would say some bread, but you say a loaf of bread, une miche de pain, okay. You say, yeah, okay, a piece of bread, un bout de pain, okay, a slice of cake, okay, a slice of pizza, a carton of milk, a bottle of juice, a bottle of milk, a bottle of oil, okay, a tin of beans, okay, a tin of, what do you call again? Oui, les boîtes de conserve, ok? Ok, peas, les petits pois. Peas, ok? Ok, a can of Coke, une canette de Coca-Cola. A can of, une canette de, a can of. Donc, when you look at it, you can actually indicate the type of quantities you want, okay? Depending on the way it is presented to you. Whether it's in a restaurant or in a supermarket, depending on that, you can sort of use this good noun phrase to actually say what you want or choose what you want, okay? So all this about quantifiers, how to sort of evaluate quantities, okay? But I think we've been through different types of quantities, different types of words that you use to indicate quantities. I mean, we'll come back next time and have some more practice on this, all right? Until next time, goodbye.
Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com